Coming up next, high school volleyball on your sports leader in Lorain, WLCS TV 20.
Well, good evening and welcome to a very special edition of Varsity Volleyball on WLCS TV 20 alongside Joe Bach. I'm Rob Polinsky, and very special because this is the first ever Varsity Volleyball match at the brand new Lorain High School. Lorain in the white uniforms, Open Door in the blue, and Lorain will open with serving, and the match is underway. The set and the cross-court kill for Lorain is sent back over. That was Paige Murphy with the kill attempt. It is sent over by the Titans' Lauren Evans and played back. Now from the middle of the front row, Seven Townsell hits it over for Lorain. We'll get to the Titan starters here momentarily as we have one of the Lorain players go into the net, and Open Door takes a 1-0 lead. Starting for Lorain tonight, Lauren Evans, Sarah Leelighter, Reagan Osco, Seven Townsell, Evelyn Williams, and Paige Murphy. Open Door with the serve, and serving for the Open Door Patriots is Hannah Giesbrecht. The set and the spike attempt from the middle of the front row is picked up by Lorain. Cross-court hit for the Titans by Evelyn Williams' dugout. There's a set for Paige Murphy, puts it into the net. Open Door takes a 2-0 lead early on in game one. Serving for the Patriots is Hannah Giesbrecht. Starting also was Emerson Dobbins, Zelly Kessler, Ari Lee, Sarah Lowe, and Lindsay Sheneman. Seven Townsell with the kill, and the Titans get their first point off the kill by Seven Townsell. And it's Open Door 2, Lorain 1. Serving is Alexis Wells. Wells with a deep serve, and it's unable to get passed forward by Sarah Lowe, and we are tied at 2. Jesse Bendix, first-year head coach for Open Door. For Lorain, eighth-year head coach Lynn Rossitano. Again, Lowe unable to pass it ahead, and it's 3-2 Lorain. The Titans take their first lead early on.
Couple service aces in a row there.
Another good-sized crowd here for this varsity match. First ever varsity match at the brand new Lorain High School. And you kind of just see everybody walking around, looking around, Joe, as they want to see this brand new facility. 4-2 Lorain.
It's got to be one of the bigger volleyball crowds I've ever seen.
Alexis Wells with a double hit off of Lindsay Sheneman makes it 5-2. Titans have scored 4 consecutive points. Lowe will pass it ahead. There's the set, and hitting it over on the third hit for Open Door. They get it over, and there's a point for the Patriots. 5-3 Lorain early in game one. Varsity volleyball, you play 3 games, the best 3 of 5, and you play to 25 points. If there's a 5th game, that goes to 15. Our freshman games and JVs were 2 out of 3. Varsity is the best 3 out of 5. Reagan Osco with her first kill of the year, and it's 6-3 Lorain.
Perfect placement there by Reagan.
A lot of these young ladies, Joe, I remember from last year.
Yeah, we returned a lot of girls.
Seven Townsell, one of those young ladies that played last year, back for the jump serve. Excellent job. Lowe with the pass, and it's able to be put down by Reagan Osco. 7-3 Lorain. So Lowe dug that out, which was good for Open Door, but she hit it too far, and Reagan Osco for Lorain was able to put it home. Again, the pass for Open Door. They're able to send it over. There's the set. Paige Murphy with the kill, dug out by the Patriots. Reagan Osco goes up for the kill. Lowe digs it out for the Patriots. There's the set, and the spike at the net will be Open Door's point, as that was Emerson Dobbins battling at the net for Open Door, and that cuts the lead for Lorain to 7-4.
That's some pretty spirited volleys early on here.
I would agree. Jillian Terrell comes in to serve. Reagan Osco receives it. It is set there for the Titans by Lauren Evans, and it'll be Open Door's point, make it 7-5. First match of the season for each team. Terrell to Townsell in the back row. Evans passes it ahead to Leelighter, puts it off the top of the net, fell on the Lorain side. It's a point for Open Door. It's 7-6 Lorain with the early 1-point lead. Joe, early on, these two teams seem to be pretty evenly matched. Leelighter with a spike, it's deep, it's long, and we're tied at 7.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, some spirited volleys, some pretty decent play for being the first game of the season.
Agreed. Terrell with a serve that does not make it to the net. Point for Lorain, 8-7 Titans. Paige Murphy, senior, serving for Lorain. Set for open door, and they put it into the net. Nice block there by Evans and Leelighter. Point for Lorain. There's the set. Spike attempt. Paige Murphy digs it out, and a battle at the net. And open door is able to get that one. Kaylee Stinsman at the net wins that battle. And Stinsman makes it 9-8 Lorain. You mentioned it, Joe, but it's worth mentioning a few times. This really is a good-sized crowd for volleyball here at Lorain. On the third hit, hitting it over for the Titans is Alexis Wells. Sent back over, Seven Townsend digs it out. There's the set for Osco, and Osco's kill is good from the left side of the front row. Lorain leads 10-8.
Yeah, she's had a couple of those tonight.
Osco back to serve. And a dig from the back row, unable to pass it forward. Jillian Terrell hits it into the open door bench, makes it 11-8 Lorain here in game 1. Just underway, Varsity Volleyball on WLCS TV 20. Glad you could join us for the first match of 2016. Summer, Joe, it's officially over for you and I.
Oh.
Stinsman sends it over. There's a cross-court hit. Nice job, and with the kill for the Lorain Titans is Evelyn Williams. Makes it 12-8. Hope you enjoyed your summer, Joe. You must have, because I didn't see or hear from you a whole lot. Stinsman.
Busy.
I got you. Yeah. Sends it over. Reagan Osco from the back row. And then there's the spike. It's good right on the line by Leelighter. Boy, that was impressive, Joe. She got it down right on the line, 13-8, as Lorain begins to pull away ever so slightly here in game 1. Joe, is this one of those I'll tell you what I did this summer deals? I mean, what, did we go on any vacations, anything fun? Stinsman with a kill for open door, 13-9.
I went to.
Remember, this is a family show, so you know.
Well, actually, I don't know. We went to this. If you've heard of it, it's called the Ark Encounter. It's a life-size Noah's Ark in Kentucky. It was really cool.
Really?
Yeah, and.
Titans dig it out from the back row. Reagan Osco sends it back over to open door, dug out in the back row. Sent over on the third hit for open door by Hannah Giesbrecht. And there's a spike from the left side of the front row. Evelyn Williams, it's good. Give the point to the Titans.
Then went to Tennessee, and then went to South Carolina. Just a couple little things. Actually, the Tennessee was kind of an in-between.
Right.
Stop. Went to the Bush's Baked Bean Museum.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Joe, you really know how to pick them.
It was kind of like driving by, and I'm like, hey, we should stop there.
Why?
It was cool. It was actually really cool.
Would your girlfriend agree with that, or were you with somebody else? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The point for Leelighter and the Titans, they lead 16-9. That's awesome, Joe. The Bush's Baked Bean Memorial.
Museum.
Oh, museum.
Museum.
Wow.
Yeah, you should go there sometime.
Oh yeah, I'll put that right on top of the list.
Yeah, you should. I mean, it was very. And then went to South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, Murrells Inlet area.
Nice. There's the set and the kill by Seven Townsend, sent right back by open door, and it's going to fall on the open door side. Point for Lorain. Battling there was Lauren Evans, the senior setter, and it's 17-9 Lorain in game 1.
I tell you, early on, that was a great by both teams staying out of the net. especially
And
this
that's-
early in the season.
And that's really hard to do.
It is.
There's a nice dig for open door. They send it back. There's the set, left side of the front row, and that spike is going to be good off the block. 18-9. Early on, open door had a 2-0 lead, and they get to take a timeout here. Their first timeout by head coach Jesse Bendix. Jesse Bendix, as you see, Cheryl Bancic, Lynn Rossitano, and the rest of the Lorain staff around their team. But open door coached by Jesse Bendix, and Joe, I think a lot of long-time fans in Lorain County will remember her by her maiden name as Jessie Veerhoff, who was a great player at Elyria High in volleyball and basketball, and she had a great career and was one of 4 Veerhoff young ladies that excelled in sports at Elyria High, and had a chance to see her dad, Chuck, here before the game. And I saw Chuck sitting there, and I saw Jessie, and then I had to add 2 and 2 and remember that Jessie Bendix used to be Jessie Veerhoff before she was married.
Very good.
So good to see them here.
Absolutely. So, Rob, what did you do this summer?
Well, I was in South Carolina as well, Joe, but you know, you didn't call.
Oh.
So there's Lee Leiter with the serve, a nice long drive serve, and it gets sent over on the third hit by the Patriots, but unable to get it over was Zelly Kessler. But I went to Charleston, South Carolina for the first time in my life, and hopefully it won't be my last. I loved it. Absolutely
Yeah, I've been there a
loved it.
few times. Oh, a lot of history.
Yes.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yep, I really, really enjoyed it. So hopefully I'll be able to head back there someday. And there's a hit into the net for open door. Point makes it 20-9. That would have been the highlight of my summer. And as you know, Joe, I'm a little bit of a racing guy, so I was able to hit a couple of different races, one in Charlotte, one in Michigan, and I just was a couple weeks ago at Mid-Ohio.
Oh, nice. Wow. Yeah, what are they racing at Mid-Ohio?
Well, they had the Xfinity Series, which is a kind of a minor league of one step down from the Cup cars.
Sure.
Another timeout here. And Lorain with a 21-9 lead here in game 1 as they get close to closing out game 1. There you get a look at Jessie Bendix and her assistant coach Darren Rohr as Jessie is pleading with her team. And I'll tell you what, she was always very competitive at Elyria in both basketball and volleyball. She's in her first year as head coach here, her first match. We want to remind you that you can check out on Facebook Lorain Schools TV 20. Just go to Lorain Schools TV 20 on Facebook for all your entertainment and informational needs.
Be sure to like us.
You got to like them on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter at LCS_TV 20, or check out the YouTube station at Lorain Schools TV 20. And
Keyword Lorain TV.
Okay, Lorain TV is how you get that. There's another ace. It's 22-9. Serving is Sarah Leadlighter. She has done a great job in serving. Sarah, another one of those young ladies that was on this team last year. She's a senior. A lot of seniors on this varsity team, Joe.
Should be a good year.
I would think so.
And the coaching staff's really high on this year's team.
Lee Leiter, another ace off Jillian Terrell out of bounds, 23-9. Titans are 2 points away from game number 1. Lorain will be back in action Thursday night as they'll have another triple-header freshman JV and varsity with Elyria. Always great to see Elyria and Lorain competing in any sport they can. Game point for game number 1.
Nice effort by number 4. Who would that be?
Yep, for open door, that is Zelly Kessler. That's a good catch on that, Joe. Thanks.
Oh, yeah. She head first into the bleachers. Gave it her all.
Lee Leiter to serve for game 1. Gets it over. Dug out by open door. On the third hit, they'll get it over, but it's hit too far and out of bounds by Zelly Kessler, and that gives game number 1 to the Lorain Titans. So after a close start, Lorain's able to pull away, and they win game 1 by a final of 25-9. As you see, the Titans and the open door Patriots are going to switch sides here in getting set for game number 2. We're going to step aside. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with game 2, varsity volleyball, open door in Lorain. It's coming up after this timeout. You're watching girls varsity volleyball on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
Have you ever bought a car and then realized you couldn't afford it? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting something different. Don't be insane. At Credit Max Auto, you can get a really great car with a payment you can't afford. Visit us at creditmaxauto.com.
Veterans benefits earned through your service in the National Guard or Reserve can offer a range of support.
I wouldn't be here today as a successful woman without the help that I received.
From home loans to job training, go to benefits.va.gov/Guard Reserve to find out more, even how to apply online using e-benefits.
This is one of the best things I ever did in my life.
We were very fortunate to have these benefits, so we definitely ought to use them.
Achieve your next mission. Learn about your VA benefits today.
Welcome back. Game number 2 underway. Open Door will serve to the Lorain Titans as they switch sides. Again, if you're just joining us, Lorain in the home whites, Open Door in the road blue uniforms. As we begin game number 2, miscommunication for Open Door as a late hit there by Sarah Lowe puts it into the net, and Lorain takes the 1-0 lead. For the Titans, serving will be Alexis Wells. Also out there, Sarah Leelighter, Lauren Evans, Paige Murphy, Reagan Osco, and Seven Townsend to begin game number 2. Titans won the first game, if you're just joining us, 25-9. Seven Townsend with a spike, it's good, and Lorain leads 2-0. Starting for Open Door, Ari Lee, Sarah Lowe, Emerson Dobbins, Hannah Giesbrecht, as that serve goes into the net. Zelly Kessler starts game 2. So it's 2-1 Lorain. And going back to serve is Emerson Dobbins. She is a sophomore. Dobbins with a serve. Reagan Osco digs it out for Lorain. They set, and it's going to be sent out of bounds. Point for the Titans, 3-1. Now serving for Lorain. And this first ever varsity match at the brand new Lorain High School. A beautiful gymnasium here. And Seven Townsend with a jump serve into the net. Point for Open Door. Lorain leads 3-2. And this is on the former site of the old Admiral King High School on Ashland Avenue, not far from George Daniel Stadium. I see Mark Feldman in the crowd. He's the girls basketball coach at Lorain. His team will get plenty of use in this gym in a couple of months.
Oh, yeah.
There's a cross-court hit, and it's good. Well, I'm sorry, that went outside the antenna, so it's going to be Lorain's point. They lead 4-2.
It was really cross.
Yes. Paige Murphy will serve for Lorain. Set by the Patriots. Cross-court hit, and it's going to be a point for Open Door as Juliana Mindling is able to get that point. And she'll go back to serve. It's 4-3, Lorain with a 1-point lead. We're early on in game 1, Joe. Open Door was able to hang with Lorain, but Lorain was able to pull away. There's an ace, and we're tied at 4. Open Door had a 2-0 lead. We were tied at 2, and then Lorain got up 4-2. They got up 6-3. We were tied at 7, and once Lorain went up 8-7, they never fell behind. But from 7-7, Joe, they outscored Open Door 18-2 for the remaining of game 1.
Wow.
And unable to pass that ahead for Open Door is Juliana Mindling. That will give the point to Lorain.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was that much of a run.
I didn't either until I just looked at it.
Yeah.
That's why we keep track of this stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's amazing how quick you forget. And a double hit there by Stinsman for Open Door at the net, and it's 6-4 Lorain. And it was 9-8 Lorain in game 1. So from that point on, they outscored Open Door 16-1, Joe, to close that out. Even more impressive. From the back row, hitting it over is Lindsey Williams getting into the game for the first time. Point will go to Open Door as Lorain can't get it over the net. They hit it 4 times, and it's 6-5 Lorain. So the Patriots with a chance to tie up game number 2 early on, down 6-5. The serve from Zelly Kessler. Sarah Leelighter with the kill, and it's good. Inbounds, Lorain leads 7-5. Leelighter from the right side of that front row was able to put it down, and now she'll go back to serve. And Joe, I thought when she was serving, that's what changed game number 1. Those line drive serves that Open Door really struggled with receiving.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one.
And from the back row, they will get it over this time. Mindling gets it over, but Open Door sends it back. Lee Leiter gets it to Evans. The set, and it's sent over on the third hit by Evelyn Williams, and the point will go to Lorain. 8-5 Titans. So Sarah Lee Leiter, senior, back to serve again. This time not as much on it, but she gets it over to the middle of the Open Door defense. Patriots send it back over. Lee Leiter digs it out. Set by Lauren Evans, and Evelyn Williams will send it over. Point for Lorain. 9-5 Titans. Open Door has got to find a way to be able to get that serve away from Sarah Lee Leiter. They've got to be able to pass it ahead and set up their offense. Dug out from the back row. Nice job by Mindling. They're able to do it this time, and there's the point for Open Door as they finally are able to control that serve, Joe. Pass it ahead, get that point across, and putting that down was Emerson Dobbins. So it's 9-6 Lorain, and back to serve is Sarah Lowe. Sarah is a senior. Her dad is the head football coach at Open Door, Ray Lowe. And that serve is good in front of a diving Lindsey Williams, makes it 9-7. Joe, a little bit of trivia, an oddity, if you will. You know, Open Door played football a couple of years ago. Last year didn't have enough people. I think you saw her dad talk at the high school coach's preview show, and her dad, the head coach, Open Door, and they are playing an 8-man football schedule this year, Joe.
Yeah, they have to go to, I guess Michigan is primarily where all the teams are.
Right, in the rural part of Michigan where you don't have as many kids. 7-man or 8-man football. I would love to see one of those games just to see what it looks like.
Absolutely, yeah.
10-7. Lorain leads. Substitution, 7 Townsville comes back in for the Titans. As Evans goes back to serve, middle of the front row, Emerson Dobbins sends it over for Open Door. Paige Murphy for Lorain will get it back to the Open Door side. Dug out, Dobbins left side of the front row, and she wins that battle at the net as it goes off the hands of 7 Townsville. And Lorain's lead is down to 2 at 10-8.
Open Door's hanging with them this time.
They are. Serving and getting it over to Hannah Giesbrecht. And the Open Door gets another point. 10-9 as falling down was Lauren Evans. She's all right. Giesbrecht to Paige Murphy. 7 Townsville. We'll get it to Evelyn Williams, who gets it back to the Patriots on the third hit. The set, left side of the front row, cranking it up for the kill. Townsville and Murphy dug it out, and there's a point for Open Door, and we are tied as Ari Lee ties it at 10. Open Door will try to take the lead, but Giesbrecht puts it into the net, and Lorain takes an 11-10 lead.
Oh, service error.
That's a real bugaboo for you, Joe, doing these games for a few years now. I know that's something that...
Unforced errors is the worst.
In any sport, the team that makes the most errors usually loses. Lorain gets the point. They lead 12-10. Or no, I'm sorry. It's 11-11 as that one went to Open Door. I was looking at the scoreboard. So we are tied at 11, and now Open Door takes the lead as that serve went off the hands of Alexis Wells. Open Door has their first lead in a while. They lead 12-11. Actually, it's their first lead in this game. And their first lead since they were up 2-1 in game 1. Nice line drive serve by Emerson Dobbins, who's played a good match for them. Reagan Osco puts it into the net, and there's 4 hits on Open Door. They can't get it over. And we are tied at 12. So we've been tied at 4, 10, and now 12 apiece. And serving is 7 Townsville. Jump serve, line drive into the net, unforced error that Joe's talking about. Open Door leads 13-12.
Yeah, you don't even give yourself a chance.
Terrell sends it deep, and that's too deep, out of bounds. Another unforced error, and we're tied at 13. Close game, first match. Sometimes there's jitters, Joe, that you can't simulate this in practice. You can't really in scrimmages. You know, with a nice sized crowd here and a match where it counts in the standings. On the third hit, Open Door is able to send it over. There's the set by Evans, and the spike by Leelighter is good. Lauren Evans with the set for Sarah Leelighter. And if they are able to do that, Leelighter will put them away 9 times out of 10. 14-13 Lorain. Serving, Lindsay Williams. A nice serve that is able to fall in front of Jessica Terrell, and it's another point on the ace for Lorain. They lead 15-13. Service into the net makes it 15-14, and Open Door will get a chance to serve for the tie. And serving will be Juliana Minling. Minling sends it deep. Third hit will be put right at the net. Battle at the net, and Lorain is going to be able to get that one. Reagan Osco was able to outplay Kaylee Stinsman at the net, and Lorain leads 16-14. Reagan Osco, another one of those seniors that returns from last year, back to serve. From the back row, Open Door plays it, and they're able to get it over on the third hit. Dugout. Evans with the set, Leelighter with the kill. It's good. Again, if you can set Leelighter up by like that, good things are going to happen. Maria Guzman could not dig it out for Open Door, and it's 17-14 Titans here in game 2.
Titans going on a little mini run here.
Yep. Set. Stinsman from the middle of the front row, and Leelighter is able to get the point as Stinsman went into the net. It's 18-14. We're going to get a timeout for Open Door. First time out of game number 2, and you get a look at the Lorain ladies as they huddle around head coach Lynn Rossitano. Again, she's in her 8th year as head coach. She is the niece, if I'm correct, of head basketball coach John Rossitano. I think that's correct. And you look at her other coaches that are there with her.
I don't know. Did you know that Terry Trout used to coach the Lady Admirals volleyball team?
You know, I did know that.
Yeah, and he won the league, and he was LEL Coach of the Year one year.
There you go. And now Lynn Rossitano in her 8th year.
Terry Trout, of course, with TV20 and.
So how were you able to hire him away to work for you instead of doing the volleyball gig?
Well, he's got 2 young girls, and coaching just takes up so much of your time.
It does. Boy, a great battle at the net and able to sneak it over inbounds. Beautifully done. Zelly Kessler for Open Door, and that point goes to Open Door. They trail 18-15, and Kessler back to serve.
Yeah, big point for Open Door there.
Kessler to serve. Long that is out of bounds, or they're saying it was tipped by Lorain, so that'll be a point for Open Door. And it's 18-16 as the Patriots battle here in game number 2. Kessler, line drive serve. The Titans can't play it. They hit it into their bench, and it's 18-17. The Patriots are within a point. Joe, the first game went to Lorain 25-9, but there you look at Kessler and her team as they battle back. She gets set to serve to tie it. Line drive, dug out by Osco. There's Evans at the net, sending it over to the Patriots. Now back to the Lorain side. Evans with the set. There's the kill. Evelyn Williams dug out by Open Door. The Patriots on the 4th hit will send it over and out of bounds. Point to Lorain. You get 4 hits on defense when you block it at the net, which Open Door did. And it makes it 19-17, and Leelighter back to serve, and when she's serving, good things happen for Lorain. Lee Leiter sends it over to the Patriots. There's a point as they're unable to pass that ahead.
That is, you get 3 hits plus the block, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
20-17. So if you don't block it, then it's got to be sent over on 3 hits. But if you get that block, that does not count as a hit. There's an ace by Lee Leiter, 21-17. And another timeout for Open Door. As Coach Bendix gets her team together, talk strategy. There you see a look at Jessie. We told you about her in the first game. She's the former Jessie Veerhoff, who was a standout athlete at Elyria High School back in the day. She played basketball at Youngstown State, and then she transferred and ended up playing with her sister at Indiana State. But she was a heck of a competitor, Joe. I can remember her more for basketball at Elyria High than I do volleyball, but she was an intense competitor, and you can see that in her coaching style as well. Her sister Lisa is the head basketball coach at Lake Ridge Academy.
Oh,
and
wow.
Her dad, Chuck Veerhoff, helps out down there. And they went to the regional finals last year. They went in overtime, Joe. They were that close to getting to the state tournament. 22-17, an ace from Sarah Lee Leiter. It's taken me 19 years in Lorain County, but, you know, Joe, now I get to, you kind of connect the dots on some of these things. Here from the back row is dug out by Minling and set into the net. Unable to get it over was Emerson Dobbins, who has played a good game, but at that time she hit it into the net. And Lorain is 2 points away from winning game number 2. They're up 23-17. Sarah Lee Leiter trying to serve out game number 2. From the back row, they're going to send it ahead. Dobbins will send it over. Osko is able to save it. And Evans for Lorain right back over to the Patriots. Emerson Dobbins back to the Lorain side. Evans with the set, cross-court kill. Evelyn Williams, and that is going to be good as it's sent out of bounds on the return. And it's game point. 24-17 Lorain. Lee Leiter, serve just over the net. The set, Dobbins, left side of the front row, dug out Lee Leiter, back row. The set for Evelyn Williams, and the game 2 win is good. And Lorain takes game number 2. It was closer than the first game, but Lorain wins it by a final of 25-17. Can the Titans get a 3-game sweep? We'll find out when we come back. You've been watching, and you're going to continue to be watching, Girls Varsity Volleyball on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
Ian Ralston was a combat medic who was injured in Iraq. When I met Ian, I knew we had to help him get his housing grant and auto grant and every benefit to live as normal a life as possible. And we did.
PVA has helped hundreds of thousands of veterans get the care and benefits they've earned.
My name is Jason Stevenson, and I work for Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Paralyzed Veterans of America, changing lives, building futures.
Ohio State is saving lives every day.
This is Ohio State.
We're the economic engine of the state. A major employer.
Over 60,000 students. We're on the forefront of cancer research. An educational core of Ohio.
Impacting tens of thousands daily.
Our alumni organization is nearly 500,000 worldwide.
This is Ohio State.
This is Ohio State.
Ohio State.
This is the Ohio State University.
Is magic really magic? If a deal is too good to be true, well, don't be fooled. There is no magic. Credit Max Auto has a great selection of cars with fast, easy financing and payments you can afford. Check us out at creditmaxauto.com.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Yes, for a nicer day, huh?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Gonna get some big ones. Anybody want to wear a life jacket?
I'm good.
No life jacket? That's a deal breaker.
Daddy, you promised.
Daniel Stevens.
Yeah, give me one of those life jackets.
This message brought to you by the National Safe Boating Council and the women who nag you. Love you.
Welcome back. Game number 3. Lorain will start by serving, and serving will be Lauren Evans as Lorain tries to get a 3-game sweep over Open Door here in the opening night of the 2016 girls varsity season. Boy, Evans did a great job of going back to dig that out. Lee Leiter sends it over. Paige Murphy sends it back to the Patriots. And Open Door sends it back to Lorain. That's Evans with the set. Paige Murphy right side of the front row. Dug out. Reagan Osco back row to Paige Murphy. Sends it back to the Patriots. And there's going to be the first point as Emerson Dobbins isn't able to pass it forward for Open Door. And Lorain leads 1-0. Titans have taken the first 2 games 25-9 and 25-17 as they try to get a 3-game sweep. And this match, Lauren Evans to serve. Jump serve. Low, passes ahead into the net and just over the net. I can't remember what Joe called that, but Kessler sends it over for Open Door. You had what was that called, a net creeper? If I remember right? And Kessler with the spike, it's good, and we are tied at 1. When you hit the net and it goes over, creeps over onto the other side, Joe Bach has called that a net creeper, and we're going to see if we can get that into the volleyball vernacular. And I want Joe Bach to get credit for that.
All right, well, thanks, Rob.
You're welcome. The serve, back row, Reagan Osco. We get it ahead. There's Seven Townsville. The block goes out of bounds. It will be Lorain's point. They lead 2-1. Alexis Wells goes back to serve. Wells with the serve and unable to pass it ahead is Open Door. And that time, unable to do that was Zelly Kessler. Kessler is a freshman playing on the varsity, Joe. 3-1. So think of the nerves for that young lady.
Pretty impressive.
Yes, it is. Serve that's dug out from the back row, but unable to pass it ahead was Emerson Dobbins. She's just a sophomore.
She's got a mean spin on that.
Yes, and it's 4-1 Lorain. Joe, in volleyball, when you're receiving the serve, if you can't pass it ahead and get your offense going, that's the very first thing you have to be able to do is serve, receive. If you can't do that, you're not going to have success. And Open Door struggled with that at times tonight. Kessler hits that net creeper, and it's a double hit by Lorain. The point will go to Open Door. 4-2, they've cut the lead in half. And back to serve is that aforementioned freshman, Zelly Kessler. Wells to Evans. Townsville has a block right back at her. Paige Murphy, though, sends it back to the Patriots. Low with the pass. Now from the middle of the front row, it goes up and over. And that is Juliana Minling, who had a little bit of luck right there on her side. Makes it 4-3. Open Doors cut the lead to a point. Substitution coming back in is Kaylee Stintsman for Open Door. And she comes in for Sarah Lowe. Reagan Osco to Evans, back to Osco. They send it over on the third hit. Middle of the front row. Ari Lee has it blocked right back at her and inbounds.
Wow, nice. Everybody was waiting for that to come back down.
And it's 5-3. That was right on the line,
It
Joe.
was. Very nice.
Stinsman comes back out, Low back in for Open Door. And serving is Seven Townsville. Lowe will have to get it over on this third hit. She can't do it, and it's 6-3 Lorain. Townsville back to serve. Jump serve, line drive, just gets over the net. Townsville to Evans, the set for Osco. Reagan Osco block right back at her, and a beautiful block. Ari Lee was one of the young ladies, and I think she had some help over there in the front row from Emerson Dobbins. It was a great job by them, and it's 6-4 as Open Door gets the point. And it'll be Jillian Terrell coming in to serve for the Patriots. Cross-court hit, out of bounds. Unforced error, 7-4 Lorain. Joe, I noticed that the unforced errors when they're from the other team doesn't nearly seem to bother you as much as the unforced errors for Lorain.
Oh, you noticed that.
I have noticed that over the years. Paige Murphy with the serve, and that's good on the ace. It's 8 for Lorain.
Just fine.
Yes. Titans lead 8-4, and it's senior Paige Murphy serving. Reagan Osco for Lorain to Evans, middle of the front row. Sarah Leelighter, and that is going to be good. Boy, Terrell did her best to try to keep that in play, but Joe, when Leelighter puts that down, I mean, it is straight down.
Let me get back to that, what you just said. You saying I'm a homer, Rob?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Stinsman puts it into the net, and it's 10 for Lorain. Yes, I am. I don't call you Homer Simpson because you watch the show. But I like that about you, Joe. You're consistent. Murphy gets across court. Stinsman, and her serve is, or her kill, I should say, is long, out of bounds. 11 for Lorain. And just like that, Joe, boy, the Titans have, it was tied at 1, it was 2-1, and even 4-3. But since then, Lorain has taken over, and now they lead 12-4 as it looks like Open Door is starting to struggle here.
Brings back memories of game 1.
Yes, 8-1 run for Lorain since they led 4-3. Murphy to serve, just gets it over the net. Dug out by the Patriots, middle of the front row, back to Murphy, over to Reagan Osco, and out of bounds off the scorer's table. Point to Open Door. 12-5 Titans. Joe, we should let the viewers know you're going to have quite a few, I think, of the home matches for volleyball on this year. On
I think we'll have probably all of them.
Okay, the home games. Gotcha.
And then possibly a match or two away, too.
Okay. Reagan Osco gets it over, and it's going to be a point for Lorain, as putting that down was setter Lauren Evans. 13-5, so people can stay tuned to WLCS TV 20. I'm sure you'll be giving them the schedule and telling them when it's upcoming.
Oh, absolutely.
Reagan Osco with an ace, 14-5. And as you mentioned earlier, Joe, you said the coaching staff excited about this team because all the young ladies, they return. And in the Lake Erie League, you would think this could be a very good year for the Lorain Lady Titans.
Yeah, the Lady Titans, they returning a lot of experience.
And they were very successful last year in league play, if memory serves me right.
Yeah, finished second to Maple, and only lost to Maple in 2 spirited matches.
Yeah, I remember doing that game at Lorain with Maple, and I know Maple's got a really good program in the LEL, and I would assume both those teams will battle this year.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing we could look forward to.
Timeout for Open Door. First timeout of Game 3. It's 15-5 Lorain. They won the first game 25-9. They won the second game 25-17, and they lead this one 15-5. The junior varsity match earlier tonight went in 2 games to Lorain, 25-14 and 25-13. And earlier today in freshman volleyball, it was Medina beating Lorain. They did so in 2 games, 25-10, and the second game much, much closer, 25-23. So the varsity trying to make it 2 out of 3 matches, if you will, as you take a look at this crowd that has made their way to Lorain High School tonight. Freshman game went to the away team, but the JV to the home team, and the varsity looks like they're on their way to a win as well. Here you get a look at one of our referees, as well as the scoring table. Reagan Osco to serve. And the serve will go off of one of the Open Door defenders, Haley Selmeyer, and out of bounds. It will be a point for Lorain. They lead 16-5.
Yeah, one of the things we're looking to do in the very near future is have multi-cameras sent back to our studio control room, and then we could switch it there and actually put scores on with a scoreboard interface, and it would just be a much better experience, multi-camera.
Okay.
And everything would be pre-wired.
Asko serves it into the net, 17-6. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. So we don't have the setup time like we normally would it in the old at the old Lorain High.
I'm amazed by you, Joe. You can set it up in like 4 minutes. I'm like, how does he do this? I sweat when I watch you, and you're just calm and cool and collected, but I'm nervous for you when I see you do that.
Yeah.
18-6 Lorain as that serve went out of bounds long.
Thanks for the kind words.
No, I'm serious. I'm like, I don't know how you do it. Sarah Leelighter to serve, and we've mentioned it before in this match. She has done a great job in serving throughout, and so let's see what she can do here. And Kessler with a nice send back. Evans puts it down, and there's a point for the Titans. Boy, Kessler did a good job of getting that over, but right there, able to put it down for Lorain is Lauren Evans. They lead 19-6. Leelighter to serve. Into the net, unforced error, gives the point to Open Door, and it's 19-7. Titans with a commanding lead, and they're up 2-0 as they look for the 3-game sweep over the Open Door Patriots. Sarah Lowe back to serve. She is a senior at Open Door High School. And there's dug out by Reagan Osko in the back row. Sends it ahead. 7 Townsville block right back at her. Boy, a beautiful job right there. I believe it was Ari Lee in the middle of the front row. She may have had some help over there as well. And it's 19-8. Osko to Evans. Evans will send it over. Dug out. 7 Townsville from the right side or the left side of the front row puts it down. 20-8. No, they're going to give that to Open Door. I'm not sure what happened, but it's a point for Open Door. Makes it 19-9. Townsville to Evans, the set, middle of the front row. Evelyn Williams puts it down for Lorain. They lead 20-9. And now going back to serve is the senior setter on the team, Lauren Evans. And coming out of the match is Lindsay Williams. Coming back in is Paige Murphy. Lowe will send it over, but just out of bounds long. It's 21-9. Just over and into the net. Unable to get the point is Open Door as Hannah Giesbrecht could not control that from the right side of the front row. 22-9, and Lorain is 3 points away from the match. Lauren Evans trying to close things out here for the Titans. A little jump serve. Good time to practice things like that at this point of the match. Ari Lee will send it over on the third hit. Evans with the set, left side of the front row. Evelyn Williams gets it over. Dug out by the Patriots, but they can't send it back as Juliana Minling got to the ball, but she couldn't pass it ahead to a teammate. It's 23-9. Evans to the back of the row. The set for Ari Lee. Cross-court kill is on the line and good. Nice shot by the senior middle hitter for Open Door, Ari Lee, and it makes it 23-10. Going back to serve is Hannah Giesbrecht. Giesbrecht sends it to Reagan Osko from the back row. They'll set up 7 Townsville, and she puts it down. And Joe, we are at match point. 24-10. Alexis Wells to serve for the match. Wells puts it into the net, and Open Door will stay alive. 24-11. Back to serve, Azeli Kessler. Mentioned earlier that Kessler just a freshman. Sends it over, dug out by Leelighter. There's the set for Paige Murphy. Cross-court hit, out of bounds, point to Open Door. 24-12. So they have held off a couple of match points. Serve goes a line drive that Leelighter gets to and somehow gets it over to Open Door. Cross-court hit is inbounds, give it the point to Open Door, but what a tremendous effort by Sarah Leelighter. 24-13. And Joe, you got to give Open Door credit.
They're hanging in there.
Yeah,
they're not hanging their heads. They're very spirited play, and you know,
they have held off 3 match points.
They're making it more respectable.
The freshman Kessler puts it over. Osco to Evans. Cross-court hit by 7. Townsville is good, and the match belongs to the Lorain Titans. So the Titans in 3 games, they win it 25-9, 25-17, and 25-13. And opening night is a success at the brand new Lorain High Gymnasium as you see both teams and coaches shake hands at midcourt. Joe, all in all, just a tremendous night here on the first night of a school athletic event at Lorain High School, and I just want to thank you for asking me to be part of it. This will be one that you remember because we can say we were here on opening night for this brand new, beautiful high school in Lorain.
You're a part of history, Rob. Our first 3 volleyball matches here, and you know, we came away with 2 wins out of 3. Not too bad, especially taking the varsity and JV.
That's right, and we want to remind you, as Joe mentioned, that he believes all home varsity matches will be on WLCS TV 20. Possibility of some away games as well, but stay tuned to WLCS TV 20 for volleyball coverage.
And I'll go out on a limb, and now I'm getting up there in age now, Rob.
Yeah, aren't we both?
I do believe this now is Coach Rossitano. That's her 99th win.
Okay.
So kind of closing in on 100.
I see that. Yeah, I know she told me she's in her 8th year here.
Yeah.
So that could very well be. And that was one thing I forgot to ask her before the game was her overall record. But again, Joe, I just want to thank you and Brian Corey for letting me be part of today. This was a lot of fun, and looking forward to more volleyball. And I'll tell you what, seeing this facility, I'm really looking forward to girls and boys basketball that'll be played here a little bit later. And not that you look forward to winter, but one of the fun things about winter will be watching basketball right in this gym.
Yeah, and we're loaded. We're loaded with home games because a lot of teams they wanted to come in and play on our home court this year.
Really?
So yeah, I do believe we have more home games than away this year. So a lot of teams wanted to come in here. So we're going to get a lot of looks here, and our team looks real good. I mean, our volleyball team looks great. Our football team, you know, boys basketball, wrestling, girls basketball is going to be in marked improvement. So it's a good year for athletics here in Lorain.
And the next athletic event that Joe Bach will have will be this Thursday night's game with Elyria. And that should be a good one. Elyria and Lorain girls volleyball. It'll be Thursday night, WLCS TV 20. We'll have it covered for you. And then their coverage of varsity football will begin this Friday as the Titans travel to Midview to take on the Midview Middies. And Joe, I know everybody's excited about that opening night of football.
Big night on Friday, Midview, and then a week and a day later, make the trip to Elyria. Boy, I tell you, start off the season with 2 really tough opponents.
Yeah, it'll be great to see how they do in Dave McFarland's 3rd year. Well, that's going to about do it for us.
Thanks, Rob.
Here, thank you. And we want to remind our viewers that once again, it was Lorain over Open Door. They sweep them in 3 games. Game 1, 25-9. Game 2, 25-17. And in Game 3, it was Lorain 25 and Open Door 13. For Joe Bach and Brian Corey, this is Rob Polinsky reminding you that you've been watching girls varsity volleyball on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.
To purchase a high-quality copy of the program you just viewed, please call Lorain City Schools Television at 282-8400.